Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on problem solving part 3. Trial and error. There are many ways of solving problems. As we become more experienced, we learn how to pick the best strategy very quickly, and hence we can nearly always arrive at the correct answer on our first attempt. However, when learning how to solve problems initially, it is quite acceptable to engage in a strategy known as trial and error. So let's have a look at some examples, how we use this little strategy, and here's example 1. Find two numbers so that when you multiply them together, the answer is 12, and when you add them together, the answer is 7. So here's the solution. Let us concentrate on the multiplication first, and then we can check the addition. Our first guess. Now, we know that when the two numbers are multiplied together we get 12, so let's try 6 and 2 as the first two numbers. So 6 2s are 12, so that's correct. Now let's add them. 6 plus 2 is 8, that does not equal 7, so those two numbers here that we guessed, they're not the answers. Our second guess, let the numbers be 4 and 3. 4 3s are 12, we know that's correct, because that's what we were given here, see? 4 plus 3 is 7, that is correct. That's what we were given here. Hence, the two numbers are 4 and 3. Example 2. Find two numbers such that their product is 24 and their sum is 10. Now, you would know by now that product means multiplication. So here's our solution for our first guess. Let the numbers be 12 and 2. Because the product's 24, so we know 12 2s are 24, that's correct. However, 12 plus 2 is 14, that does not equal 10. See, because we were given that their sum was 10, so that's not correct. Let's look at the second guess. Let the numbers be 8 and 3. 8 3s are 24, which is correct. However, 8 plus 3 is 11, that does not equal 10. Third guess. Let the numbers be 6 and 4. 6 4s are 24 is correct. And 6 plus 4 is 10, which was correct, because they were the two numbers we were given in the problem. Hence, the two numbers are 6 and 4. Third example. The area of a rectangle is 20 square meters, and the perimeter is 18 meters. What are the dimensions of the rectangle? And here we have a question mark. So, what are the dimensions of the rectangle? We know that to find the area of a rectangle, we multiply the length by the width, and to find the perimeter, we add the four sides together. So there are two important bits of information here. For the area, you multiply the length by the width, that gives you the area. And for the perimeter, you have to add the four sides together. So let's go to the next slide and see what happens. Our first guess. Let the length be 10 meters and the width be 2 meters. 10 times 2 is 20 square meters. That is correct, because that's the area we were given in the problem. Let's check the perimeter. 10 plus 2 plus 10 plus 2, that gives us 24 meters. Now that does not equal 18. So 10 and 2 are not the answers. Second guess. Let the length be 5 meters and the width be 4 meters. So we have the area is 20 square meters, because 5 meters times 4 meters is 20 square meters. Okay, so that's correct. That's what we were given in the problem. The perimeter, 5 plus 4 plus 5 plus 4, that's 18 meters, and that's also correct, because that's what we were given in the problem. Hence, the length of the rectangle is 5 meters, and the width is 4 meters. And they are three examples of how you use trial and error to solve problems.